All right, guys. Welcome to Rant and Chill. Yes, this stream is pre-recorded because right now I'm actually seeing a show in Houston. I'm seeing Hannah live, so I'm having a good time. But I'm also having a good time right now doing this for you guys here. By the way, if you like the stuff I do on this channel and wish to support me, of course, there's always just checking out the videos, like, share, subscribe. But if you want to help out a little bit more, consider becoming a patron. It'd be really great. I'd definitely love it. I'd appreciate it. And we could do more things. I would be able to do more things if you guys are willing to do that for me. It'd be great. To do that, of course, you just go over to, let's just put it on the screen here. Oh, okay, let's fix that there. Here you go. You head on over to Rant and Chill on Patreon. The link is going to be in the description box below. And it's $1, $3, $6, and you do get little perks here. You get top priority for reaction suggestions if that's something you consider, if it's something you like. You do get access to blocked reactions. Now, right now, it's kind of like anyone gets access to them because, well, I mean, it's like it's like in the beginning stages, right? Right? You know, when that shop first opens, they have a killer deal, an awesome deal. They're giving out whatever they make, sandwiches or burritos for like next to nothing. I live in Houston, near Webster, actually. If you saw Dimofila at the Scout Bar, very close to that area. Back when Freebirds was a new thing here, they were giving away $2 burritos, right? Like, actually, no, it was free. Yeah, that's right. They had a week of like free burritos, like 2 weeks. It was great. It was freaking great, man. That's what I'm saying. There's a little Vietnamese sandwich place down the road. Really great. Kanobi. Really great. I love those sandwiches. When they first opened, man, it was like $1 for a sandwich. $1, $2, whatever. It's incredibly cheap. So, yeah, man, that's what I'm saying. It's just like, it's new, and just, come on, man. Let's have some fun with it, you know? If you support me that way, it'd be great. I love it. Would definitely appreciate it. Anyway, let's get into this. What are we talking about during this stream? This pre-recorded stream. It's pretty much a video, right? There's no chat. I kind of missed that for the few people that chat. We're getting into BABYMETAL, and we're also going to talk about the warning. We're going to start off with the warning, and then we're going to get right into BABYMETAL here, okay? There's something new happening with BABYMETAL, so it's good to explore that. And there's some speculation about what this new album from the warning is going to be like. Well, let's take a look at that first here. All right, let's put this on the screen here. By the way, what are your thoughts about the warning? Are you a fan of the warning? And like, what is your favorite song? What do you feel about the song more? And do you have any thoughts regarding this new album coming out? All right. So this post I saw on the warning Reddit. I just wanted to ask, what do you expect the Warning's new album to be like? All right, and I'm going to read a little bit here. It says, although I knew them since 2016, I've only recently started following them deeply and listening to all their songs, like in 2022. That inspired me to is when I just, Well, maybe their English isn't perfect. Okay. What inspired me to is when I just casually watched Danny's live talking about opening for Muse 2 days later and I recommended, which was the moment I realized that they had their own music. Well, yeah. Okay, that's good though. But they learn, But point is, I can get vague impressions. But I don't think my prediction will be as good as what your predictions of longer fans will be. You know, and this is written as of English, not the first language, and that's okay. Not throwing shade there. So what genre of vibes do you think their new album can be? And what do you think we can expect? How long will the album be? I'm guessing we could base it off of more? Okay. We'll stop there. We'll finish. Just navigate that thought. Just ruminate on that thought there. What do you think the new album's going to be like based on what we know so far about the song More and things we've heard them say in videos? I've heard the girls say, I don't remember which one exactly, that they're experimenting with different sounds. So this album is going to be different. That could be a good thing or a bad thing. If it's like more, people are going to love it. It's going to be different, but well received. More is pretty different. Production wise, it's not. It's well produced. It's well polished. It's nice there. It has a nice hook. That's the thing that's not going to go away. This new album, the songs are going to have so many hooks. No matter how different the sound is, no matter how poppy the sound may be, you're gonna be in it. All right, you're gonna be along for the ride. You might think, wow, and guys, I'm gonna say this. You may not like it, but I think this new album is gonna be a little heavy on. I think it's gonna be more poppy. I do think so. I think it's gonna be more on the pop side, less on the hard rock side. But they may have a track that goes really heavy, just like maybe one to kind of just put it out there, and they'll probably have a ballad. They'll probably have a very slow, a soft, emotional song that will bring you to tears. So they're gonna have their crazy frantic metal song. They're gonna have a tearjerker, okay. And there's probably going to be 10 songs on this album. I mean, 10. I mean, you're probably just going to get 10. You think you're getting more than that? Like 11? Nah, I think it's going to be about 10. All right. If you get more, great. If you get less, well, that would be a little disappointing. But I think it's going to be 10, a solid 10. And you're going to have that heavy song. You're going to have that slow song, that tearjerker. And everything else, the rest, they're going to be different in their own way. They're going to have their own kind of unique hook about it. But I think it's going to be, they're going to be playing with different sounds, different styles. But it's going to kind of have some pop elements in there. Does it make sense to you? I mean, if you look at Error compared to the albums that came before it, I think it's going to be kind of like that, but more experimental. Okay, I think so. I could be totally wrong. We're just speculating. But just this is coming from based on what the girls said and based on More, and I like More. I think More is great. All right, with that said, let's go ahead and see and read the rest here. My prediction, in short, is them making their transition of tradition of rockiness to a more poppy rock side like More. Okay, I could see that. I agree with that. And some of you guys did I say some of you guys? Well, some of you guys might be gay. I don't know, but some of you guys might agree with that. You might disagree with that. Just let me know in the comment section. And plenty more emotional feelers. Like, I would have called them feelers. Okay, those aren't filler tracks. But Paul songs like Revenant or 23. You're going to get at least one. You might get two, but definitely at least one. Let's see, probably Off, but it's going to be their best album yet, hands down. You think the album will be called More? I think it will definitely be best as far as like sales goes, but there might be people going, you know what? It's a really good polished album, but it's not Queen of the Murder Scene. And there might be someone who says that. I don't know. I like all their stuff, so I don't, and I'm not trying to do that. But there's always that guy. There's always that guy who does that. So that takes care of the warning stuff. I know there's all sorts of stuff. I saw the warning play the VMA Music Awards. I didn't even know that was still a thing. Congratulations to the warning. Can I react to it right now live? No. I'll do that over on Twitch and then put it back over here so I don't have to worry about it getting blocked or anything like that. But because sometimes that happens, and it's hard to predict whether or not it's going to happen or not. You might say, well, the warning's not gonna block it. I know, but I've learned. I just err on the side of caution on that. Okay. All right. So that takes care of the warning stuff there. Let's go ahead. I know right now at this point, I am probably drinking a very expensive beer, listening to Hanabia and having a great time. Or maybe I'm in Houston. Maybe my car got jacked, I got mugged, and that's the last you ever hear from me. That would be freaking crazy, right? If this video is the last you ever hear from me. I don't want to jinx myself, but anything can happen in Houston. I mean, I should be fine. All right, let's not wish any more bad juju on me. Please, guys, please support me on Patreon. This might be the last time you see me, and the money would actually go towards my family, and it'd be greatly appreciated. Or that's Rant and Chill over on Patreon. Please help out. All right, anyway, let's talk about BABYMETAL. Now, we're going to get into the stuff that could be happening with BABYMETAL pretty soon. But I saw this, and yet, you got to talk about this. I like the BABYMETAL subreddit. I say that a lot, but then I usually follow it with a but, of course. There's some silly things that happen every now and then. This post isn't silly like that. It's not dumb. But I will say that, it's something that generates a conversation, but it's a conversation that the BABYMETAL subreddit has quite often. Take a wild guess what it is. Take a wild guess. If it has to do with BABYMETAL, I saw this comment on YouTube while I was curious about Death Clock is if BABYMETAL was pop, and then so is Evanescence. Well, let me guess. I bet someone said BABYMETAL's a pop band. And the person was like, man, that's bullcrap. It expresses bullcrap through this. I want us to collectively agree, yeah, that's bullcrap. Well, you good sir, I do agree. That is 100% bullcrap right there. And that's exactly what's happening here. Look, there's a comments section here. They blacked out the name, so, all that stuff. But would have liked seeing them live. Won't pay for a ticket supporting a pop band. This is a comment on the Death Clock video. I think Death Clock live performance at one of the venues. I'm not sure which venue it is, so I look at this. But I could say for the most part, from what I've seen with the Death Clock subreddit too, is that they've been very cool and very receptive of BABYMETAL and supportive, and they're kind of cool with it. And a lot of BABYMETAL fans have been the other way, though some might say maybe not as much. But okay, whatever. I don't want to split hairs on that. What I'm saying is, this is obviously not a representation of like every Death Clock fan, right? He's not the monolith. This person who's blinked out doesn't represent their tribe, the Death Clock tribe. Can I say that? Because I don't know if they're Native Americans. It might not even be. But clan. Oh wait, that might be bad. Clan with a K. Oh man, you can't say anything anymore, can you? The Death Clock fan base. He's not a monolith for the Death Clock fan base. At least I hope not. He might be. If so, then, well, there you have it. They collectively think BABYMETAL's a pop band. But if not, then, and I don't think it is. Anyway, so, yeah. If BABYMETAL was a pop band... would a pop band crucify a singer to like pretty hardcore death metal? Is that what a pop band does? Because that's what BABYMETAL did. Okay, it's not a pop band. Yeah, sure, the girls sound poppy when they sing because it is a voice that you would hear in pop music, but the backing music is pretty hardcore at times. But we know that. We've been in this before. We've had this conversation, this discussion many, many times, and we're going to have it many, many more times because it happens. BABYMETAL's an easy target, and it's like, oh, And you're always going to have those metal purists, those metal heads, whatever. Be like, oh, they're not a real metal band. Oh, they're just a pop band, whatever. And sometimes it's like, I think they do that on purpose just to see us react to it. It's like, okay, well, that's just silly. There, you got your reaction from me. You made a moronic statement there. I mean, if you want to say BABYMETAL is a pop band, what about Death Clock? They're a cartoon band. How about that? They're fake ass shit too. Oh, you don't like that? Oh, okay. I don't want to go there. I like Death Clock. All right. Let's be cool, man. Let's be cool. But see, they would have a problem if you hurt their feelings, or you bring it up or whatever. They will have a bad time, and they'll talk shit, they'll throw mud, and they don't want it back. They don't want to receive it. That's how often a lot of people are. But that's that. So. This Death Clock fan, though, is actually, he's a Debbie Downer. I'm glad he's not going to see a show, because he sounds like a Debbie Downer, a negative Nancy, who's going to be like standing like this, pouting, while like everyone's having a good time. And honestly, it'll just bring everyone down. It'd bring the girls and BABYMETAL down. That'd be Moa Metal would actually be like almost kind of teary. I'd be like, why is that one man pouting? Why is he pouting like this? Why is he doing that? Okay, it'd be so sad. And then the Death Clock fans would be like, dude, bro, what's going on? Why are you being a sourpuss about this? These girls could freaking rock, man. They're freaking brutal, man. And he'd be like, it's a pop band. It's like, dude, it's freaking brutal stuff that they're playing, man. That's pretty cool. Get into it. Well, yeah. So it might be a good thing he's not going. But that's what I could say to that. What do you guys think about that? It's obviously something, like I said, a discussion we've had many, many times. Going to have many, many more times. Like, you're going to see it next week. We'll probably have a similar topic. It is as predictable as, your government taxing you. That's always going to happen. Can't get out of that. Any calls from the IRS? No, they're not calling. They're sending letters. Guys, please support me on Patreon so I can get out of my hole. I'm just messing. Or am I? All right. With that said, let's go ahead and get into what is happening. What is new? What is new with BABYMETAL? Something new is happening. This has me intrigued. Now, this post, and if I remember, I will try to link it in the description box below so you could check out this post and read it for yourself as well. I'll read the highlights here, and then we're going to get into the interview. You like that? I like that sort of thing. And this might take a little bit of time. We're going to read through and all that stuff. I'm a third grade reading level. Wow, did I say leading for reading? I'm not even drunk right now. This is the day. I took time out of work to do it. Are we sure this isn't moonshine? Oh, it's not moonshine. It's pure vodka. All right, let's go ahead and have some fun with this. All right, so the outline is this. All right, so recently KOBAMETAL had a interview with PMC, I guess magazine. I don't know what PMC stands for, and I probably should. If y'all could tell me, I don't know what. I'm sure it's an acronym, obviously. Oh, anyway. So they highlighted here, the interesting topics include various challenges of touring nowadays affected by inflation and war, how the collaboration with Little Uzi Vert came about, and how the song The End was created while on tour, basically, and the opportunity to work with the idea of Paladusk. I don't know who that is. Should I? The song. And how impressed KOBA was at Tom Morello on Metal Lee and his attitude. I think we were all really impressed with that. Tom Morello looked like he was having a really good time. And how Momo's rap section in Metal Lee came to be. Ooh, that's pretty cool. How Metalverse is a. So it is her doing that voice. I was right. Man. High five to myself. Yeah. Hell yeah, man. I don't get mean. You know what, man? I am the runt here in this reaction sphere. I don't get. People point out every time I get something wrong, but when I get something right, no one says a damn thing. It's kind of like my real boss. Dang. Or my wife. So you guys are pretty much like my wife, my second wife. Congratulations, we're married. How Metaverse is much more fluid concept than Baby Metal. Yeah, I would say so. A lot of people don't even know what Metaverse is, and if you go to the Metaverse website, it's pretty lacking, and it doesn't inform you of anything. In fact, let's do that right now. Live. Oh, wait, this is pre-recorded, so it's not live. You know what I'm saying. Let's Metaverse. Okay. Okay, let's say you want to know about the Metaverse, right? You'll be like, what is the Metaverse? Okay. Well, wouldn't you think the best place to go for that would be the official website, right? Well, this is what you get. Well, this doesn't tell you anything so far. It's an interesting little image. Could be AI generated. I'm not really sure what's going on here. It's water. There's like a crystal or something going into water. I don't know. Let's go ahead and go to the news. It is a simple one page, isn't it? Because top takes us to the top. News takes us to the news. Okay, I guess there's 2 pages, and then you have merchandise, which takes us off the site to a shopping place. Okay. Oh, great. So really, it's a 2-page website. Now, the information you get the unboxing. Let's say you want to know about that. A lot of text, not a lot of images, right? You're like, man, but I want to know, like, is this what's going on with this group, or who are the members? Who are they? I don't know. They talk about NFTs. Now, I know where you can get the information if you want to know who the members are so far and all that. You're pretty much going to have to go to the BABYMETAL subreddit. Just go to the BABYMETAL subreddit and you'll find many posts that will talk about the Metaverse. It's very easy to do. If you know how to use Reddit, you just search Metaverse in the BABYMETAL subreddit and you find it. Easy. Easy peasy, guys. Not hard to do. It only takes like not even 10 minutes of your day. Come on. Not even that. It's something you could do on your lunch break, okay? While you're eating your burger or whatever it is you're eating on lunch, you can, with the other hand, check this out. Because there's more mystery. There's a lot that's not explored. There's a lot that's not revealed. There's a lot of fog around it. Okay. This is it. This is it on their site. Okay. You don't have a single image of this group on the site. What about this? Summer Sonic confirmed. Oh, there you go. All right. We get this the unboxing. I'm not gonna play it because it's gonna be claimed. You know that. But all right. Cool. So you can get some information when you go to the site, but I guarantee you'd probably get the names and their connection to Sakura Gakuen from the BABYMETAL subreddit there. Hey, BABYMETAL subreddit, I promoted you guys. See, I don't always rag on you guys. I like you guys. All right. Okay. And the other thing is that let's go back to the topics, right? The topics that are highlighted of this interview we're about to get into. Okay, don't forget where we left off. I know we went on a tangent here, a little side quest. Coming back. How Metaverse is much more fluid concept than BABYMETAL without necessarily adhering to a strict framework or beauty of form. So really, what that means to me is that even the setup right now with 5 girls, 1 sing, the 4 dance, that could change too. Who knows? And so much more. Our next fest and the possibility of more cooperation between Japanese artists. Ooh. Holy shit. So we could actually get a baby metal / bandmade like super concert, super tour. Man, I want that. I want a Japan dominates America tour. Okay, they could start in Hawaii. I mean, okay, wait. I mean, it sounds. I want the Japanese dominates America tour. I've been asking for that for a while. If you've been following me, I've been asking for that for a while. I want anyone who could be squeezed into that lineup. Put them on there. Put them on there. Okay. Oh man. I wanted this when I heard Nemophila live at the Scut Bar and the adorable Haraguchi-san. Dude, I was about to say I love her, man. I think she's adorable. I think she's great. I think she has a great personality. Oh, okay. Anyway, enough of that. She said, "I'm here to destroy Texas," and I was like, you know what? And I want you to. And I want you to destroy Texas with your music, of course. Do that across the U.S. Do that across the world. Have Japan dominate the world, global domination, the Japanese empire, or whatever. I don't know. Just make it cool. It doesn't have to be like all that like crazy propaganda, but just go all overboard. Have it be cool. A Japanese world domination tour would be fantastic. Press the like button if you agree. All right, let's go ahead and get into the interview. All right, so over here at Steven Says Stuff, PMC Volume 29. I think this is where they translate it. I'm not exactly sure, guys. I don't know all that. I don't know the ins and outs of this article, okay? I'm not going to pretend to. I'm just some goofball found it. I'm going to read it to you. KOBAMETAL, a new heartbeat connected to the world. KOBAMETAL's testimony. Testimony? Sounds official. I mean. Now, I expect we're probably going to get some trolling stuff because it is KOBA. I'm going to put this over here on this monitor. That way it's closer. And I'll put this over here. Okay, so we'll be looking at this. All right. BABYMETAL, KOBAMETAL. As BABYMETAL producer, KOBAMETAL has watched over the girls' battle for years. How does he view the end of BABYMETAL Season 1 and the beginning of Season 2? This is where the interview kicks off. Oh, that's right, guys. We're in the second season of BABYMETAL. While BABYMETAL is naturally the main focus, our discussion this time naturally shifted to the Japanese music scene overall. Talk about collaborations with overseas artists like Little Uzi Vert, Tom Morello, and Bring Me the Horizon, who are organizing this fall's Next Fest, in which BABYMETAL will also be performing. What are KOBAMETAL's thoughts regarding the potential of Japanese music scene and as he travels around the world? Okay, so let's get into this. Okay. All right, so the first question is, how does KOBAMETAL see the reborn BABYMETAL's activities? All right, he responds, I would guess that from a fan perspective, BABYMETAL is back to a trio once more. But personally, I don't think things are back to normal per se, but rather, this marks the end of BABYMETAL Season 1. The what the heck shock of Gimme Choco was over 10 years ago, after all. Of course, this is an important part of BABYMETAL, but we're not likely to do the same thing for another 10 years. Inevitably, we would get bored, and the fans would get bored of us too. Oh, hold on, KOBA. Don't change too much. Why you think the fans will get bored? And they will. Some will complain. It's the same thing. Changes too much, and they'll be like, oh, that's different. I don't like it. No, KOBA, you do whatever you want to do. I trust you. All right. And it says, besides the birth and creation of a new metal is what the BABYMETAL project has been all about. So I think we'll continue by creating a new BABYMETAL from now on. Season 1 lasted 10 years. So maybe the creation of a new BABYMETAL will take another 10 years. So this means the next album, I expect Moa and Momo to have more of a bigger part. I don't know what they're gonna do. What does it mean? The past 10 years of experience isn't going to speed up the next season, so it's completed in 5 or 6 years, rather. The past 10 years experience isn't going to speed up. It might make some time. Oh, what? Okay. The past 10 years of experience isn't going to speed up the next season, so it's completed in 5 or 6 years, rather. It may take the same amount of time. KOBA responds with, that's certainly possible. That's certainly a possibility. I think it will take some time to step out of season 1's shadow and to update people's impressions. A new BABYMETAL means a different balance and chemistry among the 3 members. Whoa, what? So I think this journey to find the best balance may take a while. Dude, they're gonna get more parts. They're gonna get more responsibility. And I think people have been asking for that. All right, let's see. Has the first tour with the new formation turned out the way you expected it to? KOBAMETAL responds. After COVID and the seal, we stopped doing concerts for some time and then started things again in this new formation. And I feel this is just the beginning of the beginning. This is the first overseas tour in a while. Some things have changed a lot, while others have not changed at all. I mean, this guy talks like this all the time, doesn't he? I feel like I am reading a script for an anime. I feel like he's talking in mystery. He's like, what? He's like, okay, all right, give me some specifics here. What are we talking about? What has changed? What has stayed the same? KOBA responds, in terms of costs, for example, a t-shirt used to cost about 3,000 yen. But now it might cost 5,000 yen, so like $50. The issue of inflation is the case all over, like it is in Japan. You really understand how ticket prices have to go up accordingly to keep up with the costs. And there are various factors such as COVID and war, and you realize how what's reported in the news affects your life. It's the same when it comes to flights. We still can't fly over Russia, so we have to take an extra 4 hours and make a big detour to Europe compared to before the war. But makes sense. If they fly over Russia or near Russia, Putin may do something crazy. Who knows? Who knows, right? We don't want that. That's crazy, okay? Wow. Shit. Okay. Well, it shows a Russian roundabout how flights between Europe and Asia are avoiding Russia airspace. Oh, whoa. What the? That is insane. So it's the red line. It goes all the way, it goes like to Alaska. No, that's Canada. Sorry. Whoa, my geography is bad. Guys, help support me on Patreon. With the extra money, I could take some tutoring classes that can help me. And I'll take my online classes with you guys. That way you can see how much of a goofball I really am. It'd be great content. All right. So, yeah, they go to Canada and they fly back. They fly to Europe that way? Okay. Interesting. Leaving Japan to go on an overseas tour is quite a hurdle in many ways now. KOBAMETAL responds, yes, very much so. Despite these changes, the atmosphere on the streets among the everyday people is still the same as it was before COVID. Fans coming to your concerts are pretty much the same as they were back then, and you could still see the scenes of people drinking and boisterously in public places in the evening, so it's back to the way it was. Yeah! How was the trip to Asia and Australia? KOBA responds, it left a particularly strong impression on me this time around. Baby Metal visited many places for the first time, and because there were a lot of younger fans, they were full of energy. And I got the feeling that they'd be eagerly waiting for our arrival, which is quite empowering. I really believe the entire region has a potential to develop further and lead the world in the future. Oh. Asia has been doing quite well, isn't it? A couple responses. Moreover, new infrastructure is being built in places that used to be fairly undeveloped, so the systems there are oftentimes more up to date than in Japan. Okay, here we have a little segment from the interviewer. On June 30th, the collaboration with Little Uzi Vert in the form of the song "The End," featuring BABYMETAL, was released in the midst of the world tour, becoming a worldwide sensation. Can you share the story how this came about? Yes. A lot of us were under the impression that KOBA went out to Little Uzi Vert, but it seems like Little Uzi Vert might have went to KOBA. Did I say KOBA or COVID? I don't know. But KOBA. Yeah, KOBA says, I swear this is a true story. I received the initial invitation via DM on Instagram. Holy crap. I'm going to fire up my Instagram. I don't even use my Instagram. I'm going to DM KOBA. I have nothing to offer, but I would love an interview. He'd be like, you're just another fan asking for an interview, my son. I'd be like, I think I'm already your same age. No, I'm eternal. You have no idea. I don't have age. I don't know what to say with that. Anyway, KOBA's the interview is like, KOBA responds, Little Uzi Vert's son is a BABYMETAL fan. And although he's mostly collaborated with other various rappers in the past, he wanted to express his roots in his Pink Tape album this time. My ferocious cat that attacked me last time, is around my desk. She did not attack me this time. I was spared because this controller fell and it scared her away. I swear I didn't drop the controller on her. Guys, the cat's right there. I swear. The cat's doing fine. All right. Trust me, if that controller actually hit her, if I threw it at her, I would be dead. Okay, that cat would kill me. Anyway. He has also collaborated with Bring Me the Horizon. He did a cover of a System of a Down song. It's a great honor to have BABYMETAL appear in such work. At first, I thought that might have been contacted us by mistake. He says, what was the production process like? Good question. Let's explore that. KOBAMETAL responds, there was very little time, so we had to write and record the song while on tour. Moreover, when we had a meeting with Little Uzi Vert himself beforehand, he told us he wanted a song that sounded like BABYMETAL. And we couldn't tell what kind of song he'd just based on that. I mean, like, what sort of song do you mean like BABYMETAL? Like BMC? Or do you mean like Doki Doki Morning? Those are two drastically different songs, right? I'm just talking right now. I'm not reading the interview. Okay, let's go back to the interview. And he says, okay, we couldn't tell which song he meant by based on that. So I tried to ask him what kind of song he liked. Like, would it be a fast or medium tempo be better? But he just went up to you. So I put considerable thought into how I'm thinking too. I'm like, man, like, what do you mean up to me? I mean, so KOBA continues. So I put considerable thought into how much of Little Uzi Vert's rap section would be included and how much BABYMETAL would be too much for a feature and then throw off the balance. Eventually, we ended up with the final result. Okay. Interviewer asks, after the song was released, BABYMETAL's listener count skyrocketed. I feel like this was a true indication of Lil Uzi Vert's global presence and popularity and the impact of The End. And KOBA responds, true. Pink Tape reached #1 on the US Billboard 200 album chart. And it's the first time BABYMETAL has participated in such a feat. Metal Galaxy 2019 reached number 13 in the US, which is the best we've been able to do so far. So I feel very lucky and honored to have this opportunity to introduce BABYMETAL to so many people, and perhaps people who have never heard of Gimme Chocolate. It says Gimme Choco. Gimme Chocolate. I know nothing about BABYMETAL otherwise. All right. What was it like working with America's leading artists? Little Uzi Vert. That's right. I say it like that because I didn't know who the guy was, right? But KOBAMETAL's response: Little Uzi Vert moves very swiftly, and before we even knew it, various things were getting decided. The interviewer is like, so the offer you received, DM, Instagram was relatively recent. KOBA responds, that was from some time ago. I received the first DM, and then afterwards I was like contacted by his label and many others all at once saying Little Uzi Vert wants to collaborate with BABYMETAL. Our people have been saying that Little Uzi Vert wants to collaborate with BABYMETAL. Says the interviewer. Aha. All right, and KOBA responds some more and says, so that's when I figured, I suppose this is actually legit. I started thinking about which creator to work with, and ultimately I asked Daya-San from Paladusk to compose the music at MK Metal. You might be familiar with MK Metal San to write the lyrics. He does a lot of lyrics for this stuff. But I struggled and took some time to decide on this combination. Or writing a BABYMETAL song, or when it's BABYMETAL featuring a guest artist, in this case like Tom Morello's son, I don't have to think that much about it, but in this case it was the opposite. I had to work pretty hard to figure out how to make it work as a Little Uzi Vert song. And I will say, I've heard the song many, many times. My favorite part of that song, the end, is the BABYMETAL part. But then again, I'm not really much into rap, so there's that. Daya-San was a great choice for this important time. KOBAMETAL responds, I'd been looking forward to working with him for quite some time, as he's a next generation artist I've paid close attention to, and he's come to several BABYMETAL concerts now. In fact, we've had a connection for a long time. I was looking forward to the right timing to collab someday, and decided on a hunch that this was probably a good opportunity. That's quite something, said the interviewer. And KOBAMETAL responds, however, since he was on tour with Paladusk, we were both working on the project while on tour. In that sense, it was rather hectic, but we were both able to give it our best shot, and it turned out to be a good collaboration. I feel like a new door has opened for us this time, and it's great to see the metal legacy passed on through the collaborations and encounters at festivals and so on. All right, and the interviewer asks, so what does KOBAMETAL find attractive about Paladusk? KOBAMETAL responds, as their members have changed, so has their sound. When I heard Happy Talk for the first time, I found it's a hybrid feeling of very interesting. I felt like I suddenly understood what they were doing. The idea of fusing gent and hip hop is amazing. It takes a considerable amount of skill to pull off, but rather than studying both genres thoroughly, I think they do it instinctively. I wonder if it's a generational thing. Okay. And the interviewer responds, it's not just Paladusk. The current generation of Japanese bands seem to be doing really advanced work in a lighthearted manner. KOBAMETAL responds, I think so, yes. Lately, I've been paying close attention to the next gen Japanese artists and bands in terms of chord usage and choice of sound and rhythm. They're doing music that might have been played by a dour-looking geezer in the past, but in a smart, stylish way. Seeing them do this makes me feel like Japan is about to become more interesting. It gives me hopes that it's plausible that in a few years from now, we might start seeing Westerners imitate Japanese artists. Ooh, that'd be kind of interesting, huh? Let's see. The interviewer asks, by the way, Steven says, buy him a pizza. I would buy him a pizza. But help support me through Patreon, and maybe I'll help Steven buy a pizza. That's Rant and Chill at patreon.com. I think you figured that part out. It's greatly appreciated. Anyway, let's get back to this. Speaking of which, the new song Metally features Tom Morello. And I was very surprised when I first heard about this collaboration with such a legendary guitarist. How did this come about? This is going to be interesting. KOBAMETAL responds, when it comes to collaborating with artists from in the form of features, we try to ask ourselves what the person's absent would make the song feel incomplete in terms of the song's image. For example, regarding Tak Matsumoto of Bees, and who participate in Da Da Dance, which is a good BABYMETAL song. You might not like it. I love Da Da Dance. Okay? Alright? From Metal Galaxy, we started the idea that this song would be sound great with Tak Matsumoto's guitar and the sound approach underlining Metally had a hybrid of new metal feel to it, and since BABYMETAL hasn't really done a lot of work in this genre before, I thought about what sort of combination would make this kind of sound even more interesting. In this sense, Rage Against the Machine is a benchmark for the kind of sound we wanted. As we started creating the guitar riffs, I was already thinking, I wonder what would happen if we could get Tom Morello's son. So I figured it couldn't hurt, or at least try to reach out to him. Pretty cool. I like that. So I didn't even really realize that they actually consider if you took out the collaboration, would the song just kind of fall apart and be missing something? That's pretty neat. All right. He says, and you received a response that surpassed all expectations. And KOBAMETAL said, absolutely. I don't know how much he understood the meaning of the lyrics, but when I listened to the sound file he sent us, I found it was very close to what we had going on. For example, the mixture of wasui and his unique whammy technique, it was as if he was singing wasui along with us. And when I heard it, I got really emotional. I thought to myself, did he step on the whammy pedal in time with the noisy chants of random unnamed gods? Oh my God, he did. Tom Morello's whammy pedal is a time machine. Aha, it does seem that way. KOBAMETAL responds, he probably didn't understand what the Wasui chant meant, but the fact that he was playing along to these unknown words was wonderful in and of itself. Interviewer responds, I'm sure it would have been very cool even if Tom Morello had stuck to his own playing style, but the fact that he synced it with the music completely was very impressive. KOBAMETAL responds, indeed, but it's still his sound. I don't know if it's his sense of presence or the sense of magic. It's a sound that only he can produce, and that mysterious scale and rhythm is really hard to analyze logically. Even if you use the exact same equipment and guitar, you would never be able to play it in just the same way. I don't know how he phrases and grooves, how phrases and grooves come out the way he does it. I think it's the kind of flavor only Tom Morello's son is able to produce. I will say, then what does that say about the Kami band who's able to make it sound really good live? Let's see. Aside from the fact that the song is particularly a strong Japanese flavor, can we take it as a hint that BABYMETAL's sound is to come for season 2? Ooh. KOBA says no. Well, shoot us down, KOBAMETAL. KOBAMETAL says no. This is just one of many tools we have. The next song may be completely different. Holy crap, he's gonna flip the script. What do you mean completely different? You're playing a dangerous game, KOBAMETAL. You're playing a dangerous game. Oh, it's KOBAMETAL. Okay, if BABYMETAL's not gonna do an Oliver Anthony and sing like a folk, that's not happening. BABYMETAL with Rob Zombie? Well, I mean, that would be BABYMETAL with Pantera. The Pantera reunion tour? Do they still call it that? I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, that's what Koba's saying. It could be completely different. We don't know what that means. It could be anything. The interviewer says, but this song sounds like a great opportunity to build off, leading into the next one. Koba says, that's true. Then again, I think there are things we have yet to make full use of, such as BABYMETAL's presence and other fangs she may still have hidden away. These things will be revealed gradually. He sounds... Oh, he's plotting. He's a freaking plotter, man. Look at that. I like this guy. I'm liking this guy already. Man, he's a 4D chess motherfucker. I don't cuss much on stream, but man, I just did. Her J-rap part was amazing. Honestly, it was completely unexpected. The original idea was to rap similar to what we did with Little Uzi Vert's son, our F-Hero's son. It's something that Rage Against the Machine does in the music, after all. That's a good point, says the interviewer. KOBAMETAL responds, in that vein, my thought was that it would sound like a bona fide rap song after English language rap phrases were added to Tom Morello's son's guitar. But I also thought that this concept had already been done before and wasn't novel. As I thought about how to add another twist to it, make it sound more like BABYMETAL, I thought it would be pretty cool to use Japanese rap, but I wondered how well regular Japanese rap would fit. When I suddenly thought, well, what is the most old school Japanese version of rap? After considering it further, I decided that it was the direction to go in. And after trying it, we found it worked really well. I'm liking this interview. I'm learning stuff. Are you learning stuff? It says, of course, BABYMETAL's performance was significant and very impressive, but I had a feeling that BABYMETAL could have done it as well. In fact, at first, I actually thought BABYMETAL was the one singing. What do you think? KOBA responds, actually, we prepared versions with all three members, but this time we decided to go with BABYMETAL. So BABYMETAL's version was the best out of them all? KOBA responds, each version was very unique and had its own charm. But after listening, man, this is like an anime badass. That's who this guy is. Okay, once again, I'm seeing an anime play out before my eyes, and he's like that kind of badass character. He's not gonna tell you the full story, and he's not gonna tell you all what he's up to. He likes to be mysterious, you know. He's like a ninja. Anyway. Each version is very unique, and it had its own charm. Listening together with everyone who made a unanimous decision, BABYMETAL spent about an hour getting into character for the role and before actually recording the part, and she put everything she had into it. Did KOBAMETAL provide some specific directions? KOBA responds, as an example, I told her about some characteristic methods of an intonation. Such as the second note needing to rise, but other than that, she did all the rest herself, finding various sources of inspiration herself. I thought BABYMETAL displayed amazing courage. KOBAMETAL responds, BABYMETAL is a 3-person formation once more, but it is an all-new trio. Moreover, I think we're still in the movie trailer stage, and I'm sure various new forms will be revealed in the future. Okay. Whew. I need to drink some water, huh? All right. Now we're about to get into the Metalverse. Metalverse. When the Metalverse concept was first announced, question marks appeared over everyone's heads, but before we knew it, the concept of the multiverse had become linked with activities in the real world. KOBAMETAL responds, that's how you interpret it. Well, I still see it as a preview of a preview. It's still in the special report stage, yet to be gradually expanded. What? This guy. It's already in KOBAMETAL's head. That's right. I got to read these in different voices. That way you just know, right? It's already in KOBAMETAL's head. That's right. We're discussing things as we go along. Although it's still just a sneak peek, a sneak preview. Is it possible that the situation is becoming synchronized with the world events in a planned way? World events, huh? There have been a lot of movies and art coming out with metaverse concepts, right? Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse released this year, for such example. Ah, I see what you mean. I'm not a Marvel expert, but I feel the fusion, originality, separate content in a different form, and the appearance of the stories from different worlds is similar to a remix or mashup in music. From a store point of view, I think it's quite interesting to have them progress along different axes. I like that the interviewer asked that. That is a good question. That's a rather fitting analogy. Metaverse will make its debut Summer Sonic 2023. Can you reveal any hints about the future development? Sorry, guys, I need to hydrate. KOBAMETAL responds, only teasers have been released so far, but it is different from BABYMETAL in that Metaverse itself is described as a phenomenon or appearance, and its form changes each time it's released, including some that may be the result of coincidence. That's why it says there is no correct answer to the Metaverse in the trailer or in the teaser. We aren't saying something is definitely the Metaverse, but rather we see it as something that is consistently changing. What? What? What do you mean? What are you talking about? This guy's like, how do we redefine a band? How about we redefine it and just it will be whatever wants to be in the moment. Man, what do y'all think of that? The interviewer says, I see. No, the interviewer does not see any more than we do. Be like, I see. I hope I see. This guy's insane. A genius. Maybe both. KOBAMETAL responds, BABYMETAL has its own beauty of style and form. It does various things within this framework, but Metaverse is more of an evolution that an expansion of that form. The Metaverse is more of an outer framework, or rather a macrocosm within which we intend to experiment. We call each of the elements that make up Metaverse elements. Well, that makes sense. And all the elements, including the artists, creators, designers, choreographers, and fans, come together to form the Metaverse. That's the vision. The idea behind the Metaverse is becoming slightly clearer. As for Metaverse's current activities, we will have a performance at Summer Sonic at Spotify OEs, where new songs will be revealed. BABYMETAL has Mikikyo Metal as its choreographer, and thus a certain beauty of form. But for Metaverse, everything and everyone involved can be different depending on the song. Those are some examples of the things in the works of Metaverse. However, it certainly is particularly unusual to suddenly make an appearance at Summer Sonic before a single song has been released. It just laughs. I chose evil laugh. I don't know why. It certainly is unusual. This guy is insane. KOBAMETAL says, I can imagine the audience being shocked by a totally new song, and it's sure going to be something. It says, since the first appearance of the sideshow Macy in 2012, the relationship between BABYMETAL and Summer Sonic has also become symbolic and the girls' growth and expanded popularity. In that sense, Metalverse first unveiling their first appearance of Summer Sonic is quite interesting. It's more like a multiverse thing. Yes, indeed, it is as if they are both connected, yet not connected. I think that's one way to enjoy it. Here's an image of the Metalverse. Also in November, BABYMETAL will be attending Bring Me the Horizon's newly curated festival, Next Fest 2023, in Tokyo, as well as the preceding Next Fest extra shows in Kobe and Nagua. Oh, that's cool. That's going to have Maximum the Hormone there. And Hanabiya? Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. All right. KOBAMETAL says, in 2019, Bring Me the Horizon came to Japan as a special guest on BABYMETAL's tour. Oh, that's how that worked. And Sabaton and Galactic Empire had come the year before that. BABYMETAL has also experimented a little bit with different ways to hold concerts before. Perhaps because this Bring Me the Horizon wanted to take a new approach to performing in Japan. So that's why we did it this time. So that's how things came about. Let's see, the interviewer asks, it's quite an exciting lineup. International players like Youngblood and I Prevail. Also Japanese groups like Yeo, Sobi, Hanabi, and VMO. I'm not sure who VMO is. KOBAMETAL response, that's right. I'm sure we'll receive quite a positive response. It'll be a new experience for many visitors, and perhaps a refreshing change in the lineup to festivals. But as is the case for BABYMETAL, I feel the time has come for Bring Me the Horizon to present their view on the next generation of metal and loud music. And of course, there'll be more changes as time goes on. But I'm deeply emotionally invested. We had the opportunity to meet Bring Me the Horizon for the first time at a festival in 2014 and 2015. And at that time, they were just starting out. They've grown quite a bit since then. But even back then, there was something different about them compared to other metalcore bands. And not only musically, but also in terms of visuals and fashion. They had a different atmosphere. So I had a feeling that they would be the ones leading the new generation of culture. And turned out to be true. Perhaps it goes back to what I mentioned earlier about the next generation of Japanese artists. But I feel that there are no barriers between genres nowadays. Bring Me the Horizon is also a great sampling, intuitively, incorporating great things. Every song they've put out has a different sound. Since that's also what BABYMETAL does, I thought at the time that we might have something in common. Your response, that's not metal, is something that's been said countless times over the past decades, but now this kind of criticism feels rather old-fashioned. KOBA responds, I'd say that those who still say such things have become the minority at this point. 100% have to agree. I have to fully agree with that. Okay. Let's see. The interviewer asked, well, this trend isn't limited to metal, but also applies to hip-hop, the same way that Little Uzi Vert did with Pink Tape. KOBAMETAL said, that's right. So I feel that those who could see the next landscape are starting to move towards that direction more and more. Travis Scott also released a song called K-pop. I feel that we can no longer ignore the presence of people previously ignored by mainstream, such as those from Asia and Africa. I know this is happening even before COVID, as evidenced in 88 Rising having their own stage, Heads in the Clouds Forever, at the Coachella Festival in the U.S., and similar things happening around in the world of film. Okay. Let's see. It says something about the actress and Everything Everywhere All at Once being for best actress. Okay, cool. Pretty cool. Let's see. Interviewer asks, I definitely felt that way in recent years. Interviewer asks. KOBAMETAL response, I think it's wonderful that it's not just BABYMETAL, but other artists from Japan that are becoming more active in the world, more than ever. Recently, there's been Paladusk, and bands such as Maximum the Hormone and Sim have been going on world tours and conversations with various artists, and we sometimes talk about how it would be great if Japanese artists could eventually get together and hold our own overseas festivals. I think we would all agree that would be amazing, right? I've also talked with various people about how fun it would be to see members of Japanese bands in the top tiers perform at UK Download Festival. That would be pretty cool. Interviewer asks, hearing such positive talk from those of you in the front lines is quite dreamlike. As KOBAMETAL said, I think it would be very interesting. What is he saying? Okay. As KOBAMETAL said, I think it would be very interesting if the Japanese artists that are all working so hard now could get together and hold festivals overseas. The Japanese artists got together to hold festivals in the US or UK, like Bring Me the Horizon. Okay, so let's see what he says about that. KOBAMETAL says, sometime in the future, yes, K-pop artists sometimes hold events and festivals organized by their overseas offices. I feel that the time is right for such events to happen, and it would be good to show off Japanese music in a new way that has never been done before. And the interviewer asks, I have a feeling that it's no mere pipe dream. KOBAMETAL responds, I also feel that it's a story that goes beyond BABYMETAL as an artist. It would be a dream come true for us to connect with other artists with similar aspirations at the time of event. It would be something wouldn't it be something if foreign crowds showed up in droves, despite the fact that most of the artists were Japanese? That would be quite interesting indeed. He didn't put the indeed part there. I did. And then last question. It would be great to have such an event at the Forum in LA or something like that. That really isn't a very far-fetched idea. Now that Japanese artists, especially the next generation of young people, have the power to spread their works via internet, we're in a situation where we could do things that would have been different to do in the past. There you have it, folks. We read through that interview. You heard that interview. What did you learn from it? I learned that KOBAMETAL is insane and a genius. And Metalverse, now I understand why most people don't know what Metalverse is. Does KOBAMETAL know what Metalverse is? Or is it whatever it needs to be at the time? Or is he just likes to keep things in mystery and in vague ways? He's a funny guy. He's a funny guy. Let's see. Just wrap this stream up and say that we learned stuff here about BABYMETAL today. We also talked about, once again, some jackass saying BABYMETAL's a pop band. Okay, well, that's gonna happen. It's gonna happen, man. I mean, people who are gonna say stuff like that, I mean, don't let it bother you. Sure, we just laugh at it. We laugh at it, be like, oh, that guy's a moron. And there you go. Boom. And then we talked about The Warning. What is The Warning's next album gonna look like? Well, we'll see. And with that said, y'all take it easy and have a good one. Around this time, I should be coming back from Hannibal. No. I'm still gonna be out enjoying the show, and hopefully I make it home okay. Go find out. With that said, y'all take it easy and have a good one.